I moved to Ancaster, Ontario, believing some pretty ridiculous things about myself and what I was going to accomplish as a church planter. Ancaster is a white-collar town. It's home to educated, high-capacity people. Doctors, lawyers, professors, teachers, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, business owners. These are the types of people who live in Ancaster. And I was convinced that I, was going to do church in such a sophisticated, intellectual, and clever way that people would be flocking to be baptized. I would preach in ways that would put hearts on fire for Jesus. This particular demographic of people would be amazed at the intellectual integrity of my faith. I fancied myself a smart guy for smart people. My fingers tremble writing this, or speaking it as it is. How ridiculous, how arrogant, how misguided, how wrong I was. It was over coffee with my friend, mentor, and key leader in our new church, Dr. Lee Beach, that I hit the wall, or that I at least recognized it was right there in front of me. We were talking about the future of our infant church, the potential we had to see people come to faith, the possibility of Christians joining us in this new expression of the church. You know, all the sorts of things you talk about when you are in the first months of a new church. And the wall appeared, fast, strong, and enormous. It was one of those times when you hear yourself say something and it dawns on you that it will never work. I was talking about the future of our church, this great potential I saw in it and myself, and I suddenly realized that if the church's future hinged on me, we were not going to make it. The task was overwhelming. My inability to make it happen was staring me in the face. I felt we were doomed. Tears began to fall down my cheeks. I broke. In that little coffee shop, I came to realize that unless Jesus showed up and did his thing, we did not stand a chance. I could not do it alone. I could not bring to the table enough wow factor to make it work. Nothing we were going to do was going to make people flock to us asking to be baptized and wondering where they could start tithing. I could not preach well enough to draw crowds. I was not a celebrity and very likely never would be. Despite our sincere intentions to serve and love our community, that likely would not be enough to make the kingdom explode in the streets. I had an intense revelation that we needed Jesus. Like we needed the real Jesus in the flesh. We needed him to walk into the room and do his thing. We needed Jesus to lead us, to speak to us, to do signs and wonders, to speak through us, and to use us. If we did not create an environment in which he could be the show, so to speak, this little church was never going to be faithful to what God was putting before us. The vision, the dream, the desires, none of it would happen if we did not have the real presence of Jesus leading us. But I only sort of believed he could show up. I only sort of believed he even wanted to do those things. And then another frightening thought entered my mind. If he can't or doesn't do those things, it's over. None of what I had to offer would be enough to sustain long-term ministry or help to shape a fruitful church. If my early journey as a church planter had taught me anything, it was that despite the leadership training I had received from the evangelical machine, I was in great need. I was not enough.